Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is directed by Matt Reeves. This is the sequel to the surprisingly good Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which came out a few years back. When that movie came out, a lot of people were not really that into that film. They were like, Planet of the Apes? How much farther are we going to go into this reboot thing? A lot farther, trust me. That was 2011. We went really far with the reboot sequel thing. But it was actually a very good movie and a very enticing movie because it hinted at greatness. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes picks up a few years later. In fact, quite a bit of years later, where mankind is very dwindling in this film. They're trying to get access to this dam that is nearby so that they can try to reroute some power back to where they are. Unfortunately, between them and that dam is Caesar and his group of apes. And so a power struggle starts between the apes and the humans, and they have to try to figure out a way to be able to get to that dam to restore power. There's also a bit of a power struggle going on amongst the apes themselves. Now, I was very excited for this movie, and not just because I enjoyed the predecessor. I think Matt Reeves is a terrific director. And did he deliver? Yes, he did! This guy can direct a movie. This movie looks fantastic. From the opening shot of this movie, I was mesmerized. The scenes in this film are so incredibly powerful. There is such a great undercurrent of emotion flowing through this movie. The apes are so well realized through the motion capture work. I mean, there are times where you're just looking in the fur and the sweats and everything. It just looks so incredible. And Andy Serkis, I mean, has Andy Serkis ever done a motion capture performance that wasn't absolutely balls out awesome? I don't want to oversell it, but at some point, give this man an Oscar. His performance as Caesar is heartbreaking, empowering, enthralling, and a whole bunch of other descriptive words to say that he does an incredible job in this movie. He really is the heart and soul of this movie. Jason Clarke plays our main human protagonist in the film, and my best compliment that I can give him is that he just feels so natural. He doesn't feel like an actor who is acting. He just feels so real in his scenes, and he did a very good job in this movie. Gary Oldman, also in this film, who plays a man who is very much so on the edge of hating these apes. And that's one of the largest things that's explored in this movie is the hatred of something that's unfamiliar, the hatred of another race or another group of people. Because within the group of apes themselves, there's a few apes where you're like, something isn't entirely right there, and you can see a power struggle going on. And it's the same thing with the humans as well, because there's a lot of prejudice towards these apes because a lot of people are looking at them as the thing that wiped out humankind through the simian flu. So not only is this a remarkable technological achievement, the special effects, the music, the way the film is directed, all of that motion capture work looks and sounds absolutely terrific. There's such a great emotional core to this movie where you can really get attached to the apes. I won't lie. I cried in this movie. I cried! It's very rare for me. I don't usually tear up, but in this movie, it just hit me. A certain scene that I won't get into, it just, boom, there it was. This movie is emotionally powerful, and at the same time, it's enthralling as an action film. Matt Reeves does an excellent job directing the action in this film. Every shot feels as if it is necessary. There's a lot of really powerful imagery in this movie too, where you're watching it and you're thinking to yourself, this ape action movie is actually saying a lot of really important shit. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a film that improves in every way on its predecessor. Everything about this movie is better than the last one. It is The Dark Knight to Batman Begins. It is The Empire Strikes Back to Star Wars. My only issue with the film involves some dialogue in the script. Sometimes the dialogue really does come off as exposition. Certain characters are introduced and you quickly are told exactly what that person is and why they're there and what they're doing. And it doesn't exactly feel like something that a person would say in real life. It feels as if characters are saying it to the audience. There are times when characters will walk into a scene and say, well, it's been 2 days, so what's going on? And you're like, oh, okay, it's been 2 days. Like, it's just really expositional dialogue. That is my only gripe with this movie, and I am nitpicking at this point. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is an absolutely terrific film. Do not miss this movie. It's better than the first. I'm giving it an A. It is one of the best films I've seen so far this year. Andy Serkis deserves at least an Oscar nomination for this movie, and I know people have been saying that all the way back since Gollum, but Academy, listen to me. Listen. Remember when that guy in the Academy last year got that movie nominated for Best Song and everyone was like, what was that movie? And it was eventually researched and discovered that he was just some high up guy who used to be in the Academy, a pretty high up name that actually emailed a whole bunch of people and convinced them to vote for it. Yeah, they removed the nomination and that guy got in trouble and everything, but it still got nominated, didn't it? That's kind of frightening. Listen to yourselves. What the hell are you doing? Nominate Andy Serkis. This guy deserves a Best Actor nomination. He is absolutely amazing in this movie. Give him the nomination. He deserves it. I'm serious. I'm gonna come find you if you don't. Guys, when you see this movie, let me know what you thought of it. I really strongly suggest checking this one out. It is an epic film that should not be missed in theaters. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.